Racism, Prison, and Revolution, the untold story of Gandhi's fight for India. He was a frail man, thrown off a train, jailed countless times, mocked by the powerful, but one man's courage and truth shook an empire. Discover how Mahatma Gandhi turned oppression into freedom and led India to independence. Mahatma Gandhi, from chains to freedom, the man the empire could not break. In a world ruled by empires and guns, one thin man wrapped in simple cloth stood before the most powerful empire on earth and refused to hate it. He was mocked, beaten, jailed, and dismissed as weak. Yet this man would go on to shake the foundations of British rule and lead over 300 million people toward freedom. This is the rich, human story of Mahatma Gandhi, a man who faced racism and imprisonment, endured humiliation and loss, and transformed suffering into a weapon stronger than violence. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, a small coastal town in western India. He was not born into poverty, nor into royalty. His father was a government official, respected but not powerful. His mother was deeply religious, disciplined, and compassionate. As a child, Mohandas was painfully shy. He feared public speaking, avoided conflict, and doubted himself constantly. No one looking at him then would have imagined a future revolutionary. He was not loud. He was not aggressive. He was not rebellious. But from his mother he absorbed something rare: moral courage, the quiet strength to choose what is right even when it is difficult. At the age of 19, Gandhi traveled to England to study law. The journey itself was frightening. India was still under British rule, and England represented power, superiority, and judgment. In England, Gandhi struggled. He tried to fit in, learning Western manners, dressing like an English gentleman, eating unfamiliar food. Yet no matter how hard he tried, he was reminded that he was still seen as less than. Here he faced a subtle form of racism, polite on the surface, cruel underneath. He was tolerated, not accepted. But in England, something important happened. Gandhi began reading deeply religious texts, philosophy, and ideas about justice. He encountered writings that emphasized truth, self-discipline, and nonviolence. Seeds were planted, though he did not yet know how deeply they would grow. After becoming a lawyer, Gandhi accepted a 1-year contract in South Africa. That single year would change his life forever. South Africa was brutally segregated. Indians were treated as second-class citizens, lumped together with black Africans and denied basic rights. One cold night in 1893, Gandhi boarded a first-class train compartment legally with a valid ticket. A white passenger objected. Gandhi was ordered to move. When he refused, he was physically thrown off the train at Pietermaritzburg station. He spent the night shivering in the cold, alone. Like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe. That night, Gandhi faced a choice: return to India in humiliation, or stay and fight an unjust system. That moment did not create anger in him, it created resolve. In South Africa, Gandhi witnessed daily cruelty. Indians forced to carry identity passes, denied the right to vote, forbidden from walking on sidewalks, subjected to random violence. He himself was beaten by mobs, insulted publicly, and humiliated in courtrooms. But instead of responding with violence, Gandhi chose a radical path: satyagraha, the force of truth. He believed that injustice must be resisted, but without hatred. That suffering willingly accepted could awaken the conscience of the oppressor. Many called him foolish, yet people began to follow. Gandhi organized peaceful protests. He encouraged Indians to refuse unjust laws even if it meant jail. He was arrested again and again. Prison became his second home. He endured hard labor, poor food, and isolation. But prison did not weaken him. It purified his message. Each arrest made him more dangerous to the system, not less. When he finally returned to India in 1915, he was no longer just a lawyer. He was a symbol. India under British rule was bleeding. Farmers crushed by taxes, workers exploited, famines ignored, wealth drained to England. Gandhi traveled across villages barefoot, listening before speaking. He wore simple clothes to identify with the poor. He spun his own cloth to protest British goods. He told Indians something revolutionary: freedom will not come from violence. It will come from unity, discipline, and moral strength. Millions listened. Gandhi led nationwide movements: non-cooperation with British institutions, boycotts of British goods, peaceful protests on an unprecedented scale. The British responded with force. Peaceful protesters were beaten. Some were killed. Gandhi himself was arrested multiple times and sentenced to prison. Yet each imprisonment strengthened the movement. The empire had guns, but Gandhi had the people. In 1930, Gandhi challenged the British. Salt tax, a law that criminalized Indians for collecting salt from their own land. At age 61, he walked 240 miles to the sea. Thousands followed. Millions watched. When he picked up a handful of salt, he broke the law and ignited a nation. The British arrested over 60,000 people. But the world was watching now. Gandhi paid a heavy personal price: long separations from family, physical weakness from hunger strikes, constant imprisonment, criticism from all sides. Some accused him of being too soft. Others accused him of being too dangerous. Yet he remained committed to nonviolence, even when violence tempted others. In 1947, India finally gained independence. But freedom came with pain. The subcontinent was divided into India and Pakistan. Riots erupted. Millions were displaced. Blood flowed. Please subscribe and leave a comment. If you've gotten this far, thank you. Let's dive in. Gandhi wept. He had dreamed of freedom without hatred. Still, he refused to abandon peace. On January 30th, 1948, Gandhi was assassinated by a man who believed peace was weakness. He died as he lived without hatred. His final words were a prayer. Why Gandhi still matters. Gandhi proved that racism can be confronted without becoming racist. Power can be challenged without violence. Prison cannot imprison truth. He was not perfect, but he was principled. And in a violent world, he showed humanity a different kind of strength, a strength that still echoes today. Gandhi showed us that true power isn't in weapons or wealth, it's in courage, truth, and standing for what's right. One person can change the world if they refuse to give in to injustice. What would you stand for? Share this story and let Gandhi's courage inspire your journey today.